going on, Shib Army? Welcome back to the channel. I'm joined today by JD. He's been on the channel before. He's running PawZone, and if you don't know what that is, don't worry. We're going to get all the way into it. I know a lot of you do. JD, I know you probably know more people in the Shib Army than I do, man. You've been in this thing for a long time. How you been, brother?
I've been great. Just been, as you said, building on the project and kind of grinding during this, tough time in the market. But yeah, I've been trying to, keep at it, and I've been keeping in touch with, as many members as I can that are sticking around during this time. So, yeah, I mean, it's really a builder's market right now, and I'm taking advantage of it right now.
For the people out there who don't know kind of how you got involved with Shib, why don't you take us through that, and then we'll jump into what you're doing, what you're building. But how far do you go back? I guess what's your Shib journey, if you will?
I guess I can say that I was a holder when they were under 15,000 total holders,
Wow.
and yeah, I guess really what made me uh, recognized in the community was a proposal that I had written a while back ago that stated different ideas and descriptions of how to implement those ideas that it resonated with that community, with the Shib army, and eventually from there on it started spreading to eventually reach to even Shaitoshi and the developers, in which Shaitoshi did Shaitoshi Saturdays with your pop, if you remember, and he did like
Yeah.
a whole segment on that proposal. And since then, some of the ideas have been implemented, such as the Shiba Inu game was an idea that was written in there. Um, and yeah, it's just been kind of very surreal to see just how far it's come, and ever since then I've just done my best, just sticking to be a Ryoshi, and essentially just do whatever I can to better the ecosystem and the community. So it's been really, as I said, surreal to see how things have come here. I didn't expect it when I wrote the proposal, but I'm extremely grateful. And as a result of this, now I'm creating my own project for the community, and it's called PawZone. And the first thing we're building is an NFT marketplace for Shibarium.
Yeah. And we're going to get into that. But I got to ask you this. Did you think when you first invested in Shib that it would be a top 15, 20 crypto? I mean, did you
Absolutely.
ever? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's an easy given. And the
Yeah.
reason is because I always saw the vision from the beginning, which is that it's essentially mixing all the great things that come with an NFT collection, as well as what comes with a token in the cryptocurrency market.
Mm,
And what I mean by that, it's essentially an amalgamation of the community strength that is provided in great NFT collections, along with all the utilities that you see with the tokens. And so that combination was really revolutionary. And I knew it was strong because, when it comes to crypto, it's all about purchasing power.
mm.
And so if you don't believe in the currency that you hold as something you hold with value, then I just don't see how things can progress to eventually getting to that point. But with Shiba Inu, it was, it came by storm. It really essentially made everyone look up to it. And obviously, there was a lot of doubters, but I myself always believed in it, and I always believed in the morals behind the token and behind the project. I truly love the words of Ryoshi, and I live by them every single day. And so, yeah, it was if anything, it was a project that I've been waiting for. So
That's awesome, man.
yeah,
Yeah, let's dive into what you're building over here with PawZone. And, we did have, I think, a live stream last time where we talked about it, but it was kind of infancy stages. So
yeah,
take us through where are things now? And I'm going to share my screen. We'll go through the website a little bit
okay.
as you talk.
So I don't want to give too much away. But what I can say is that a lot has been developed since our last interview. And again, it's one of those things where we are doing our part, right? But since we're releasing our applications on Shibarium, we have to wait for any updates on that. However, we can build it because we already know that it's going to be a layer 2 on Ethereum, and so the coding shouldn't actually be different. And so that's why we can build it with or without the Shibarium documentation. But regardless, we have made a lot of progress. Um, a lot of it is done. I can say that as well. Now, there's definitely a lot of steps to go, a lot of work to be done. But what I can tell you is that I couldn't be more excited to let you guys see what has been done. And again, when the time comes and Shibarium does have updates, we will feel comfortable to reveal a lot more stuff.
Yeah, man. I think we're all looking forward to that. But you know what? A lot of people are rushing this thing right now. They want everything right now. Let's get it right.
Mhm.
I mean, that's something I've been saying a lot in my videos.
Absolutely.
This is the
Absolutely.
time, as you mentioned right at the top, man. Like, this is a builder's market. Build it the right way. We've got time, right? We're probably going to be stuck in this a little bit longer, unfortunately, but it's just the
Mhm.
nature of the beast. We go through the ups and downs. That's how crypto goes. So let's get it right. And why don't you
Absolutely.
take us through, man, like each one of these applications? So let's start with the gaming guild.
Okay, well, the Gaming Guild is again something that is not releasing first. We're first releasing our NFT marketplace, but what we can say about the guild is that it is going to be a way for the community to be able to share assets with one another and be able to make money for just essentially playing, Web3 games. And guild games. There's definitely other projects, other gaming guild DAOs that exist. However, because I've had experience in that area, I went with the vision of improving all the shortcomings of these other DAOs that exist and other guilds that exist. And so, yeah, I mean, I couldn't be more excited to show you guys about that as well. But yeah, there's going to be a leveling system, and moreover, the amount you earn will be more than the other guilds that exist.
How about the marketplace?
Oh, and so yeah, so the marketplace, as I said, that is really our main focus at the moment. Um, there's tons of things that are going on in terms of innovation that my amazing development team have been able to implement into the marketplace itself. Our mission is to provide the ultimate NFT marketplace for the Shibarium network, and I don't just mean for the Shibarium network. In fact, I actually tried to essentially make the best NFT marketplace that exists. Period. Um, because we saw a lot of shortcomings when it came to OpenSea or Magic Eden or CNFT, you name it. And we essentially wanted to make the NFT experience a lot easier for the enthusiasts out there. And so one of the things, for example, is we have auto converting transactions, which is if you have, let's say, Ethereum, right? And you wanted to purchase an NFT, but the NFT is listed for SHIB, you can use your Ethereum and it'll automatically convert to the SHIB that the seller is requesting, right? So
Nice.
that's just one of the features, right? We also have one of the lowest fees at 1.8% per transaction. Of course, we have the creator royalties too, but we don't make sure, but we make sure that they're not going to be, taking advantage, because a lot of them go up to 10%. And, again, I'm not necessarily opposed to going to that 10%, but we want to make sure that people aren't taking advantage of the royalty system that we do see on OpenSea. And then finally, at the end of the day, it's a project, built by the Shib Army for the Shib Army. And so we have, Shib burns for every single transaction that takes place on the marketplace. And in fact, if you are one of the people who are listing the NFT, you can set how much of the profits you earn are going to be burned. But there is
Nice.
an automatic set amount that is part of that 1.8% fee.
That's awesome, man. And I know people are super excited about that. How do you feel about burns in general? Like, because I think that's been kind of a polarizing topic as of late. I
Yeah.
think it's, for me, I think it's important, but it's not number one. Like, where do you sit with the burns? And obviously, reducing the supply obviously helps with supply and demand long term. But I guess I really look at it as a long term catalyst, not something like Shibarium or something you're building, something that other community members can bring to the table and really have an impact early. Like, what are your thoughts
Sure.
though?
I agree. It's not, it shouldn't be the number one priority. The number one priority should be, again, purchasing power and use case, right? The more utility we provide for the tokens, the more demand there is for the tokens. Burning the tokens is it is effective, but it is a loss for whoever is burning it, right? Which is why, again, even at that point when you want to burn, you don't see the impact that you're looking for, and the reason is because What really matters is utility, use case, right? And that's why with the NFT marketplace I'm trying to make sure that the utility is going to be higher than it's ever been for the token. And so, with that utility comes also the feature of burning, right? And it burns tokens that aren't necessarily belonging to anyone, right? It's just part of the transaction fee that you see on every single marketplace. Except again, with the 1.8% fee, we're distributing it back to the community. We're not pocketing it. And again, that point, I think 3 or 4% will be sent to the Shib burn address. So yeah, it's kind of a win-win in that ideal, but I agree with you that SHIB burns are not everything, and I think prioritizing purchasing power and use case is definitely the way to go.
You mentioned you have a ton of team members. How many team members do you have, and has that grown and evolved over the last few months and throughout 2022?
Yes, well, luckily, I have some skin in the game, and so I was able to, do quite a considerable amount of it, but I can't do it without my team. And
Yeah.
the team that I developed, actually, it started off with a buddy of mine. He's from Oxford, and he graduated from Oxford as a software engineer. And so, him and I really, kicked it off. And from there, we started looking for other engineers that are passionate about the Shiba Inu community. And, from there, the team has just been expanding. And, you know, while we don't necessarily have, actually, I don't want to necessarily say that, but what I will say is that we do have a lot of advisors on board. And so anytime, thankfully, these are top class members of the community. So they don't really need any more assistance.
Mm.
But we do have advisors. We do have people specializing in marketing. We do have, obviously the main developers, front end and back end. We also have some full stack. But again, everyone working on this project is working without a paycheck and working simply to better the Shiba Inu community. And so I don't think there's anything more telling of the amount of commitment and amount of love that is involved, when it comes to this project. Because at the end of the day, we're building it for the people we care about, and that is the Shib Army.
It's been amazing, JD, for me to see how many community members have stepped up and how quickly it's happened. Like, I think we often forget, like, this thing is still really new. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're
We've come a
just,
long way from it being considered a meme, right? It's
yeah,
definitely evolved big time, and I
a
say
little over
less than a
2 years.
year, honestly, because
Yeah.
you know a lot of the doubters have been proven wrong, even during this bear market, right? All
Yeah.
these other tokens have been collapsing, but Shiba Inu has been holding on strong,
No
and
doubt.
that is a very telling sign. And again, as I
Did we lose you? You still there? Okay, everybody. It seems like we lost JD there. He's frozen on screen. But if you want to get more involved, I'm going to leave all the links down below in the description of this video. And really appreciate you guys stopping in. And man, it's unfortunate that we just lost JD there. And we'll have him back on for sure. Shib Army, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, if you want to learn more about what JD is building, check out all the links down below in the description, and we will see you all in the next video. Take care.